Hi everyone, Nicole here, your library director and certified fitness instructor here at the Cannon Falls Library. Today, my class is chair cardio. This is developed for people who have limited mobility or seniors, and we're just going to be doing the whole thing in a chair. It's a little bit more difficult and more intense than the class that I did yesterday. Because we are using a lot more upper and lower body at the same time. Whenever we use upper and lower body at the same time, then that makes our heart work a little bit harder than if we're using upper or lower. So just be prepared. If I give you some movements that are a little bit confusing, then just pick upper body or lower body or just march, because the goal is to move and to make our hearts stronger. Every exercise is going to be about 30 seconds, just like yesterday, and then I move on to the next move. So it's time to kind of get used to whatever movement we're doing. And as always, make sure you have physician's approval to do any new form of exercise. And if you have any chest pain or dizziness, or right now shortness of breath is really not good to have, then stop and call the doctor. But if you're not experiencing any of that and you just feel like it's kind of hard, then you can move more slowly than me, or you can just do upper body or just march your feet. Just slow it down. But you know your body better than anybody else. And if something hurts, don't do it. All right, so with that, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So, the first thing, sitting in a chair, we are going to do some shoulder circles. So, circle back. And then we're going to circle forward. We want to get our bodies warmed up and used to movement. We don't do the static stretching like we used to be done. Do some tree huggers, because static stretching has been found in the beginning of an exercise to actually cause damage to our soft tissue. So now we do what's called dynamic warm-ups, which is what I'm doing. So last one, and let's do some arm swings, just to get those shoulders warmed up. Dynamic warm-ups are smaller range of motion, and they get our bodies moving and get our heart rate up just a little bit. So now we're going to do some trunk twists. So notice only my shoulders are moving, not the rest of me. And this gets my torso warmed up. Let's do one more. And then we're going to do some gate openers or leg circles. So hold your chair and you're going to circle. And this gets our hips warmed up, because we're going to be using our legs and we're going to be moving from the hips. So now the other leg. And we want to make sure that our legs are just as warm and just as ready for movement as the rest of us. All right, so now open your feet wide, reach up, touch one foot, and then touch the other foot. And you notice today I'm wearing shoes. That's completely optional. I just didn't feel like taking them off, but this is also a workout that you can do barefoot. Anytime you're doing a chair workout, you can choose if you're going to do it barefoot or with shoes. It's completely up to you. Let's just start and do the warm-ups again. So we can use bigger range of motion. Notice I'm moving bigger now. And then other direction. And then let's do our arm swings again. Now, if you want, you can try to be all confusing, or you can do both arms at the same time. And now we're going to do those trunk twists again. This doesn't have to be a big range of motion. We're just getting the torso warmed up and looser. It's your upper back that you're loosening up. You shouldn't be moving your hips. And all of the motion should be mid to upper back. All right, now gate openers again. If you want, you can try to keep your legs straight. And then the other foot. So you can do bent or you can do straight, depending on your strength, your mobility, and you don't even have to circle as big as I do. Okay, legs out wide, reach up and up. Reach down and up. And remember, keep your back flat when you do this. And we'll do 2 more. And stretch. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and get started with the actual warm-up. I am turning on my handy dandy timer. So it's gonna do 30 seconds for everything. We're gonna hear the beeps. Well, maybe you'll hear the beeps. First thing we're gonna do is marching and chest press. So we're already warmed up. So we're just gonna go ahead and start moving. And remember, I don't have music today because of licensing rights, and this is going on YouTube, and I don't want to break any copyright laws. But you are more than welcome to turn on your own music. And that way, you can go to the beat of that. So keep marching your feet, and now do chest fly. You can also do it quietly, or with no music. That's up to you. A lot of people like to listen to music because it just makes it kind of takes your mind off of what you're doing. And then you don't have to listen to me all the time. So keep going, squeeze those chest muscles, and you are going to tap your heel and lift your arms up at the same time. Notice my hands are not going above my shoulders. We're not going full range of motion. I mean, if you want, you could. That's harder because the higher our arms go, the harder our hearts work. But I'm not going to make you do that. You only go here. Sit up straight, tummy in. That makes us stronger. Okay. We're going to step out and clap when our feet come together. It would be really, really great if I had some good music for this right now. Think of your favorite song. When I made this up, I was listening to music. And a lot of the music I have has a good beat for this. Okay, the next thing, I have my lesson plan on the floor. That's why I keep looking at it. All right, so you're gonna tap your toe and your arm is gonna reach up to the sky. If this is confusing, you can do both arms, but you're trying to tap your toe on the floor in front of you. You could also do same arm, same leg. I'm not gonna judge you, especially since I can't see you, but you just do what works for you. Okay, so you are going to make one leg go out in front of you. You're gonna squeeze those leg muscles. So I had written do both feet at the same time. We'll just do one at a time this time. Next time maybe we'll do one foot and then the other one. And so I'm giving our upper body a break right now because this can be a lot of work. And if you need to hold on, you can do that. So marching feet and reach up and pull something down. All right, so you are using your back muscles and pulling down. That makes our back muscles stronger. And if you really squeeze those muscles, it can be just as good as if you are using a weight. So if you imagine you have a weight in your hand and you're pulling, then you're actually making yourself stronger. Okay, tap feet tight. This one. Look at that. I'm giving our upper body a break and I'm making our lower body work. So this works our inner and outer thigh muscles and our tush muscles. So we're going to keep doing this one and then we're going to start doing a jump rope. So I can feel my heart is already beating a little harder. So yours should be too. All right, now we're gonna jump rope. So you can choose not to make your feet touch the floor, or you can go really fast, or you can make your knees go really high. This actually works your leg muscles a lot. And we're not going really fast. The faster you go, the harder it is to work. Keep your belly in too. All right, so now we're gonna lift a knee and just touch it with your opposite hand. Sitting up straight, pull in your lower abdominal muscles and breathe. Don't forget to breathe, that's important. People forget to breathe a lot when we're exercising. All right, so if that's too easy, you can also go like this. Try to touch your elbow. All right, now we're gonna pretend we're paddling a kayak or a canoe or something, and pulling your belly, because this actually is working on our oblique muscles, which are the muscles on the sides of your belly, or on the sides of your torso. So we're gonna do that, and then now we are going to tap your toes, and you're gonna pull a rope. So imagining that you're pulling and using those back muscles, really squeezing your shoulder blades together and squeezing your elbows into your body as you pull. All right, now we're gonna do head, shoulders, knees, and toes, because then we are using our entire body. And anytime we hinge like this, then it actually makes our lower back muscles and our tush work. But remember, if you can't reach your toes, even this way, that's okay. You just reach where you can reach. Okay, so we're gonna tap our heels and reach up the opposite hand. So we're getting there. And I've noticed some people think this is hard. I'm crossing the midline. I'm making you work opposite sides of your body. If that's too hard, then you can either just do arms, or just do legs, or slow it down. All right, so now this is the same side of your body. You're gonna reach across and step out. And don't forget to breathe. I think I'm gonna reach up for a little bit of a harder workout. So see, I'm not moving fast, but because I'm using my upper body and my lower body, it's working. All right, so march. Because I'm using upper and lower part of my body at the same time, it's working my heart a little bit harder. So this is, let's see, my watch says this is low intensity for me. So I should actually be picking up the intensity and moving it a little bit faster, but that's okay. What's low intensity for me might be moderate to high intensity for you. We're all different. Okay, so now stop those legs, and now we're gonna touch the opposite knee. And you know what? I think I'm gonna make my heart work a little harder, because remember, I'm doing low intensity right now. So the higher I make my arms go, the harder my heart works. Remember, you're doing what you can do. If what I was doing was too hard, or what I'm doing is too hard, that's okay, then you do less. Okay, so now I'm lifting my knee. So that movement didn't change, I just added to it. And then the next thing, I know what is, okay. So this is an abdominal workout right here, because when I lift my legs, I'm using my lower abdominal muscles, And there's a little bit of a crunch here, so I'm doing everything. All right, let's do some chair jumping jacks. So it's just like a jumping jack, but I'm in a chair. So some of you might have some shoulder mobility issues. Maybe you have frozen shoulder, maybe you have bursitis, maybe you have arthritis. So then you just do this, out and in. This is called a seal jack. So you do either of those. Okay, so now we're gonna extend your leg so it's going out super straight, and you're reaching out your opposite arm like you're trying to touch your foot, and you're pulling your toes back towards your hand at the same time. And guess what? We're about to start everything over. So that means we're about halfway through the workout. So now we're going to do marching and chest press. And breathe out when you press and squeeze your chest muscles. So add resistance. The way to do that is pretend that you're using a muscle, or that you're holding something that's heavy, or pretend that you're pushing against something heavy. That makes your muscles work harder. That's adding resistance. Keep the legs going, and now we're doing chest fly. So now you're squeezing a pencil with your elbows. Now, if your shoulders are sore, you have any problems with your shoulders, you can do this with your hands lower, and that's okay. All right, now we're gonna do heel taps and arms go up. See, my arms are only going as high as my shoulders. They're not going up all the way. If I want, I could do them all the way. And that makes my heart work a little bit harder. It makes my muscles work a little bit more. It adds to the intensity. But if this is all you can do, then that's all you do. Okay, so we're back on this one. Step out and clap. And remember, sitting up straight, it's easy to forget and start slouching. You don't want to do that. And tap your toes in front and reach the sky. So every time your toe taps in front of you, you're trying to touch the sky. If I'm going too fast, if you need to slow it down, then you slow down. If you feel comfortable at the rate that I'm going, then that's wonderful. Okay, now hold your chair, straighten out both of your legs, and see if you can sit up straight while you do it. So it works on not all of your muscles, but it works on your lower abdominal muscles, it works on your quadricep muscles, and if you're really flexing your foot, it also works on your calf muscles, all of your leg muscles. Okay, now we're going to do marching feet, and we're going to reach up with one hand and pull down. So imagine you're like maybe pulling a can of something down off a shelf or a bottle or something, and you're pulling kind of hard. So see, I'm pulling my elbows in close to my body because that's better for my body. Okay, now be apart together again, or open, close, or the bottom half of a jumping jack. Remember, this is working on our leg muscles, the inside and the outside. We're sitting up straight, stomach in, back flat, and breathing, that's important. And we're getting there. And then the next thing is going to be chair jump ropes. All right, so let's jump rope. You know, even when I did this a week ago, it bothered my foot. Today it doesn't. So everybody who knows me knows that I had foot surgery recently, and I tested out all of these workouts while I was at home because I wasn't able to stand. So I'm like, I can hit the floor now, woohoo! All right, so knee lifts and touch your elbow. Touch your elbow, touch your knee. All right, so you can touch with your hand, or I'm doing the harder way, which is this way, touching with my elbow. And this is, well, it's kind of like a bicycle. And it's crossing the midline, and it strengthens my transverse abdominis. Okay, so now we're paddling. So this works on our back muscles. Our back muscles get neglected a lot. A lot of people think about the muscles they can see. That's natural. So we think about the muscles that are in the front of our body. And it's important to think about the muscles in the back of our body because that helps us with our posture. And it helps with a lot. All right, so toe taps. Okay, we're going to tap both feet and pull a rope. So as your feet and hands come in, or your feet come in, your hands are going to come in. And this actually also, as we're pulling our legs in, it works the backs of our legs. So thinking about the back of our body, if the backs of our bodies are strong, just like the fronts, then we're more even. Head, shoulders, knees, toes. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. So yes, if we want to make sure our bodies are balanced, so you want the back to be as strong as the front and the front to be as strong as the back. And then we have less kinetic chain issues. All right, now we're gonna do heel taps. All right, if you're getting tired, this is about where everybody starts getting tired. You can stay here or reach up the opposite hand and try to touch the sky. We're almost done. We only have a few more minutes before cool down. And that's where we're gonna start doing our static stretching, because after the exercise is the best time to do static stretching. All right, so now step out to the side and reach. Don't forget to breathe. That's really important. And then we are going to do some marching feet. And march, and march, and march, and march, and march. I'm sorry, that's what I do when I'm teaching kids. You are not kids, you are adults. But notice, I want to keep moving, I want to move harder, so I'm using my upper body. That's up to you. You can just use legs, or you can include your upper body too. All right, so stop those legs and touch your opposite knee. Sitting up straight, back flat, and keep going. We're almost through this. We only have less than 2 minutes. You've got this. And now I'm going to reach my arms up and go across. I'm just going to do it a little bit differently. So I'm touching my elbow to the opposite knee. This works my transverse abdominis, which is basically the muscles that connect my different abdominal muscles. And now let's do some chair jacks. So remember, you can do them like that, or you can do them like that. I like doing them this way. We're in our final minute. Are you excited? When I'm teaching class, everybody's like, oh yay. All right, and so now we're gonna do, hey, present my foot. Flex that foot, squeeze your leg muscles, work on making those muscles stronger. Show them off. We have 10 more seconds, and then it's going to be stretching time. All right, we're done. Okay, so now it's time to stretch. We hold all stretches for 20 to 30 seconds because that gives the muscles time to release. So the first thing we're gonna do is put one hand over your chest. You're gonna grab somewhere between your shoulder and your elbow and then just lightly pull, keeping both shoulders down. You're gonna feel a stretch in your shoulder and in your upper arm and your upper back. And breathe. Just take some nice relaxing breaths. That's important to do. All right, and then put that one down. Now put your other hand on your shoulder. Grab between your elbow and your shoulder and pull gently. You don't want to yank it. We also don't want to hold onto the joint because then that puts extra strain on the joint. We don't want to do that either. We want our joints to be healthy. Don't forget to breathe. And good. Now, hands on your knees, sitting up straight. So we're gonna do cat-cow. So you're gonna arch your back and look up. Breathe in, breathe out, and round it and put your chin on your chest. Breathe in and out. And then arch, sticking out your upper chest. Breathe in, breathe out. And round, chin on your chest. Breathe in, breathe out. We're gonna do this one more time. This gets our whole upper body stretched. And then breathe out and round. All right, good. And then sit up straight. Now we're going to do a seated twist. So you're going to put your hand on your opposite knee. You can grab your chair and just look over your shoulder. Only your upper body is going to turn, not your lower back. Only upper back will. And then come forward, hand on your opposite knee. You can grab your chair if you want. Look over your shoulder. All right, and then come out. Then we're going to do a seated figure 4. So if you have hip issues or knee issues, you might just want to cross at your ankles and have your knees separated. If you can, you put your ankle on top of your knee, so it's pointing out, so you look like a 4, and then just stretch forward with a flat back and look straight down at the floor. You feel the stretch in the side of your hip and a little bit in your butt. If it hurts, then you need to like pull up a little bit. All right, and then come down, put the other foot, or put your foot down, and then we're gonna do the other one. So foot's on your ankle or on your knee, whichever. And then just lean forward. All right, and then come up. Now we're going to do a Stretch the entire back of your leg, so you're gonna flex your foot. I scooch forward because I'm short, and I lean forward. My toe is pointing back toward my face, so I feel the stretch through my calf and my hamstring, the entire back of my body. And again, my back is flat. And then come up. Now the other leg. See, my foot's flexed, pointing my toe back toward my face. I feel the stretch through the entire back of my leg. And come up. Then this is the last stretch. So we're going to turn sideways. You can hold the side of your chair and turn your back leg behind you. This is a quadricep stretch. So you're sitting up straight, and if your knee is pointing straight down, you should feel a stretch here. If that's not enough and you have the flexibility, then you pull on, it should be your lower leg. And then I feel the stretch. Don't forget to breathe. And then come out. And then we turn around, and it's the same thing on the other leg. So you point it behind you, stretch out that leg. I need more stretch, so I pull on my leg. And we are done. So that is our workout in a nutshell. I really, sorry, finishing that. I really hope that I see you guys soon, because I miss having people in the library, and I hope all of you are doing well. So stay healthy and keep exercising. Bye.